What do all these players have in common? They all went viral in high school, some more so than others. In the age of social media, it's very common for high school basketball players to go viral. Whether it's their attitude, their eye-catching build, or it's just their raw talent that deserves the attention that they get. But the problem with going viral in high school is that it could go all downhill from there. So join me today as we look into why these viral basketball hoopers have fallen off. Starting off with Liangelo Ball, one of the 3 Ball brothers, stands out as the only one not currently in the NBA. Despite his famous last name and being part of the highly publicized Ball family, even his outspoken father, LeVar Ball, admitted he doesn't believe Liangelo will make it to the league. Let's take it back when the 3 Ball brothers were teammates in Chino Hills. Not only were they the best high school team in the country, but some fans believe the greatest high school team in history. And out of the 3 future NBA players on this team, Liangelo was the leading scorer, averaging close to 35 points per game. So people obviously assumed if this guy is averaging the most points on the best team in the country, surely he was NBA bound. Well, not exactly. Either way, he would join the UCLA Bruins, ready to prove to the world that he will make it to the NBA.
3 UCLA men's basketball players placed under house arrest in China, forced to remain in their hotel after they were arrested for shoplifting from a Louis Vuitton store.
Liangelo was in big trouble, facing up to 10 years in prison for shoplifting in China. This situation caught so much attention that even President Donald Trump got involved. He went to meet China's leader to get the issue resolved.
I had a great conversation with President Xi. What they did was unfortunate. You know, you're talking about very long prison sentences. They do not play games. He was terrific, and they're working on it right now, and hopefully everything's going to work out.
Fortunately, all charges were dropped for the 3 players, and they were sent back to the States as free men.
I'd like to start off by saying sorry for stealing from the stores in China. I apologize to my family, my coaches, my teammates, and UCLA for letting so many people down. I would also like to thank President Trump and the United States government for the help that they provided as well.
But Liangelo's problems wouldn't stop here. No, they were only just getting started. Because of the shoplifting incident, Liangelo was suspended by UCLA from playing the entire season. So, Liangelo decided to leave, thinking he would be wasting his time not playing ball.
That was too long for you to wait?
Yeah, that's the whole season pretty much. That's just a long time of doing nothing. I'd rather be playing.
China already said, okay, he made a bad mistake, we're gonna drop the charges. That's the punishment they gave him.
But in China for stealing, you
But
can
that's
get
the punishment
5 to
they
10
gave
years.
him. Now we over here. Look, we gotta serve some more punishment?
So, LeVar sent his 2 sons, LaMelo and Liangelo, to play professional basketball in the Lithuanian Basketball League. A decision that brought a lot of backlash. From being a part of one of the most prestigious colleges in America to the modest league in Lithuania. Regardless, Liangelo actually played well, averaging 12.6 points and 2.7 rebounds per game. So, Liangelo declared for the 2018 NBA draft. But, unfortunately, he went undrafted. So, LeVar Ball did what was best for his son. Send him to a league that he created, the JBL League. He played for the Los Angeles Bowlers, and he went off, averaging 50 points, winning the MVP, and leading his team to winning the only championship in league history, because the JBL only lasted 1 season. Liangelo was offered a G League contract by the Thunder, didn't play a game. Offered to play for the Pistons, didn't play a game. But Liangelo's time would come when he was invited to play for the Hornets in Summer League. All of his hard work was finally paying off. Unfortunately, Liangelo didn't play well enough, averaging 4.7 points, resulting in him being cut by the Hornets.
I'm his big brother. I gotta, tell him the truth. You know what I'm saying?
that.
I think his path is overseas. Should have been overseas
That's
killing.
fair enough too. Overseas is nice, but look, I feel like if I go to the G League, I'm gonna carry myself. Like, I only need a shot, bro. If they give me the shot, I feel like I'm gonna do my thing. I ain't never messed up like
This
that.
the problem I have. I feel like you got your shot in the summer league with the Hornets.
You
And I
played
was
this? You
cooking
played this year?
and
This
got
past
sent
year?
to the G.
When he had played.
When was the last time you
What
played?
year was that?
2022
2022.
with the Hornets.
Yes.
But one person who hasn't given up on their NBA dream, but probably should, is Julian Newman. Going viral when he was just 12 years old for his intense workouts and dribbling moves, Julian Newman is nowhere near the same person he once was. Let's just see Julian's attitude from 10 years ago to now.
Hey, do you ever trash talk on the court? I mean, you're such a sweet, nice kid, and I've hung out with you a little bit today, but when you're really playing, do you get intense? Do you trash talk?
Not really, no.
Never? Oh, that's
Not
good.
really.
Nothing like that? That's
really.
good. I like that. I like that you're good sportsmanship. I think is important.
Yeah.
You know.
You calling the one way? This is crazy. You keep the clown, bro. Shut the fuck up. Hey, no.
I think most of us know by now, Julian's game did indeed peak in high school, averaging up to 30 points by the end of his high school career. However, what many might not realize is that Julian played under the coaching of his father. This gave him complete freedom on the court, allowing him to take as many shots as he wanted without any restriction. Julian also had problems that weren't related to his basketball skills, and that was his attitude. Scouts weren't interested in a 5'7" cocky player who wasn't willing to adjust his game. So after Julian graduated high school with no college offers, he transitioned to the creator world and started playing in creator leagues. But even in these light-hearted competitions, Julian still wanted to showcase why he was never able to go to the next level: his attitude.
You calling the one way? This is crazy. You keep the clown, bro. Shut the fuck up. Hey, no.
But to everyone's surprise, Julian did join a college basketball team as a 24-year-old freshman. And from Julian's confidence before his first game, you might actually think that he might put on a performance.
I'm about to drop 40.
But no, he went scoreless on 0-6 shooting.
You know, they say I'm a freshman, so, time's limited or whatever is going on. I don't know. But I know nobody can guard me, though. So, I'm cold on the bench. Went in there, a couple good jumpers, and just couldn't hit them. You know what I'm saying? I went in there with 3 minutes left. Leave me alone.
But one high school hooper who played against Julian Newman multiple times and had the build to be an NBA player was Kyree Walker. Kyree Walker was a part of the most viral high school basketball moments in a matchup against Julian Newman in 2016. The video that was posted on YouTube racked over 13 million views. Kyree averaged 21 points and 7 rebounds as a freshman. At this point, it was pretty certain that Kyree was one of the top recruits in his class. So after his stellar freshman year, he would transfer to a more known school, Hillcrest Prep. The next 2 seasons, Kyree looked as dominant as a high school player could be, averaging 25 points in his sophomore year and 30 points in his junior season. But unlike Julian Newman, Kyree was making sure one thing wasn't going to happen to him.
I had to figure out what I was gonna be. Was I gonna be a high school legend? Which I don't want to. Like, yeah, it's cool. Yeah, I don't want to be that.
You don't want to peak in high school.
I don't want to be that. I want to be a high school legend. Like, I don't want to be like, oh yeah, he used to be tough in high school.
Tough in high school, yeah.
Then what happened? Yeah, high school basketball is cool, but that's not your end goal. You try to make it to the league. You try to be that dude in the league.
So obviously, Kyree didn't want to be another one of those cases of a viral hooper that peaked in high school. So Kyree committed to Arizona State after his sophomore season. But wait until you see his senior stats. Well, I won't be able to show you those stats because Kyree chose to leave high school during his senior season. And suddenly, Kyree pretty much disappeared off social media. That was until April of 2020, when he announced he would be opting to skip college and a 1-year stint at a professional team. This was because Kyree chose to join a 12-month program known as Chameleon BX, run by Frank Matricino. This training is no joke. He pushes his players to the absolute limit, and it has been quite successful, having trained NBA players such as Blake Griffin and Zach Randolph. But for Kyree to skip college and join a training camp where scouts couldn't watch him perform and showcase his skills was a risky decision. Meanwhile, players his age who chose the college route had the advantage of showcasing their skills on a national stage, gaining exposure to scouts and reaping the rewards of that visibility.
If y'all watch me play today, 10 times better what I was my junior year. By far, there's no question, nobody. Just because I didn't play my senior year doesn't mean I was not hooping, working out every single day.
What Kyree said is most likely true, but not being able to showcase your skills on the court for a whole year unfortunately did some damage for his career, ending up going undrafted in the 2021 draft. And finally, as of November 2024, Kyree has joined the Nalaka Bison of the league. Yes, this league's name is literally The League. So that probably gives you an idea of where Kyree is at right now. The next player, unlike Kyree, actually made it to the league, but now no NBA team will pick him up for reasons that will make sense soon. Markelle Fultz, early in his high school career, was cut from his varsity team because of his 5'9" frame. He was long and lanky, and he'd walk and his knees would be hurting. Luckily for Markelle, before his junior season, he grew 6 inches, a growth spurt that changed his life forever. In his junior year, he averaged 16.8 points, 7.9 rebounds, and 4.3 assists per game. This caught the attention of the University of Washington, where he committed before his senior season. The choice raised some eyebrows, since Washington wasn't known for producing NBA stars. Their most prominent NBA prospect was Isaiah Thomas, who was drafted with the very last pick in the draft. Regardless, Markelle became one of the most recognized recruits in the country. His senior season changed everything, averaging 19.1 points and 8.8 rebounds per game, graduating as a top 3 recruit. Markelle Fultz's game improved even more at Washington. He averaged 23.2 points, 5.7 rebounds, and 5.9 assists, becoming the best player in that stacked 2017 draft, and the Sixers selected him number 1 overall. But things soon went downhill. As Fultz warmed up for his NBA debut, he knew something wasn't right. He suffered one of the most confusing injuries in NBA history, and videos of his altered jump shot circulated widely.
A limit the Sixers for their part in the penalty, a rather unusual pitch.
I kind of knew my shoulder wasn't right, but I just kept playing. Doctors couldn't identify the problem. I got MRIs and they didn't see anything. That messed with my mind because I knew something wasn't right. I was getting up extra shots, trying to shoot it through, but I was making it worse, aggravating my nerves. Fultz was diagnosed with thoracic outlet syndrome, a nerve condition between the neck and shoulder, typically seen in baseball players. By the time of this diagnosis, Fultz had already played his final game for the Sixers, who traded him to the Magic shortly after. In Orlando, Fultz thrived away from Philadelphia's intense pressure. By 2023, he was averaging 14 points per game, and his career seemed back on track. But at the start of the 2024 season, he suffered tendonitis in his right knee, limiting him to half the season. His minutes were cut significantly, suggesting his time in Orlando was ending. For the first time in his career, Fultz could control his destiny as an unrestricted free agent, but no teams expressed interest. And as of now, Markelle Fultz remains unsigned. But what happens when a player's story is defined by their unique physical traits rather than their on-court performance? That brings us to Robert Bobroczkyi. Instantly, when you see footage of Robert on the court, you can't believe your eyes. He just doesn't look real in these videos. Homie grew so fast that he'll never get over the awkward phase. The way he moves gives me the puppet on strings vibe. Bro's just living in 2D.
I was like 6'8", I would say.
You were 6'8" when you were 12?
Robert went viral off clips of him playing in Italy at the age of 15. To fully showcase his potential, he joined the prestigious Spire Institute, taking advantage of its world-class facilities and resources. The same program Liangelo Ball would play at for his senior season. But the two would never play together, as Rob only weighed 180 pounds, which is the same weight as Steph Curry. Even though Robert went on a year-long 5,000 calorie diet, he only gained 10 pounds. He had to go under back surgery and missed out on his senior season. In July of 2020, Robert joined Rochester Christian University, but wouldn't play any games due to COVID. I couldn't find any footage of Robert Bobroczkyi playing from 2020 onwards. He seems to be a very mysterious man, but what I can gather from right now is that Rob has given up on basketball. But he did come back in the spotlight when he would star in a movie. But Robert Bobroczky's story is a far cry from the chaos that defines Mikey Williams' path. From being one of the most hyped prospects coming out of high school, coached by LeBron, playing with his son Bronny, and earning millions in endorsement deals, Mikey seemed destined for the NBA, until one decision threatened to derail everything.
San Ysidro High School basketball star Mikey Williams is facing multiple charges tonight.
Mikey Williams was one of the most popular high school players of his age. He first gained notoriety at 14 when he teamed up with Bronny in middle school for the North Coast Blue Chips, which was coached by LeBron. Mikey was the standout player, dunking with ease at 12. Naturally, a middle school team coached by LeBron James went viral easily, with YouTube videos of their games gaining millions of views. This exposure launched Mikey's career. With a 1 in a million talent and millions of eyes watching, his hype skyrocketed. As a high school freshman, he scored 77 points at 15. By the end of high school, he had a $3.6 million NIL valuation, with endorsement deals including a groundbreaking Puma shoe deal, becoming the first high schooler to sign such a partnership. But considering Mikey's idol is NBA Youngboy, his next move might not surprise you. On March 27th, 2023, 2 girls and 3 men arrived at Mikey's mansion unannounced in an Uber. One girl supposedly knew someone inside and requested a walkthrough of the house. The details are unclear, so take this with a grain of salt. An argument broke out with the visitors, claiming Mikey had a gun and threatened them. Then he allegedly fired shots at the fleeing vehicle. Mikey was immediately dropped from his multi-million-dollar deal with Puma and lost his University of Memphis scholarship, facing potential decades in prison. But he ultimately got a plea deal, which involved behavioral therapy, gun safety and anger management classes, which included 80 hours of community service and a 10-year firearm ban. Since then, Mikey's career and popularity have plummeted, with clips of him surfacing online, showcasing his not so flattering attitude.
I made that nigga quit. I made him quit. I ain't gonna lie. Yeah, Jared quit that game. He did. Yeah. But it's all right though, bro. Look, like I said, I don't want to shit on Jared, bro, because you feel me? Jared's a great player, but I gotta understand. You gotta understand though, like I'm a dog, right? Like, bro, like that shit was personal, and I ain't had nothing against Jared, bro. You feel me? It was basketball. It was just personal because you think you could fuck with me. Like these people think you could fuck with me, bro. You Gatorade player.
When you watch Mikey Williams' high school highlights, one thing stands out: his crazy dunks. Yet even McClung, one of the best high school dunkers ever, struggles to find his place in the league, throwing down dunk contest-worthy slams during games. These highlights garnered millions of YouTube views and caught the attention of one man, Patrick Ewing, then Georgetown's head coach, who attended one of Mac's senior games. So Mac joined the Georgetown Hoyas the following year. In his freshman season, McClung averaged 13.1 points and 2 assists per game. His sophomore season saw improvement, with 15.7 points and 2.4 assists per game. Hoping to raise his stock, Mac played one more college season at Texas Tech, where he averaged 15.5 points and 2.1 assists. After declaring for the 2021 NBA draft, Mac unfortunately went undrafted. It may seem confusing at the moment, but the reasons will make sense soon. It wasn't all downhill from here. By now, Mac has played 4 NBA games for the Bulls, Lakers, and the Sixers, mostly in garbage minutes. But he made history by winning back-to-back NBA dunk contests in 2023 and 2024, becoming the first G League player to do so. He later added a G League MVP award, leaving fans questioning why he hasn't secured a full-time NBA spot. The answer lies in his size. At just 6'2" and 185 pounds, McClung struggles in today's NBA, which favors players that are 6'5" or taller, who can replicate his offense while providing better defense. Mac faces a tough choice: stay in the G League indefinitely, or head overseas to the EuroLeague, where smaller, dynamic players like him often thrive. Although these players we mention either didn't make it to the NBA or are on the edge of it, players who do make it to the NBA don't always take advantage of the opportunity. Check out the video on the screen to find out why these NBA players are blacklisted from the league.